Hey, lovely people. I guess we should be live now. Yep, we do. We are. So welcome to the channel. Anyone who is new and anyone who is following me, it's Rad. And in this video or in this live stream, we're gonna check into the new moon into Pisces, which new moons are kind of new beginnings. So let's really hope that that is going to be a new beginning for the world and is going to be a new beginning for good. It's for greater good for all of us. So yeah, for those of you who are not familiar about how these live streams are running with this channel, so within the live stream what we're going to do is a general prediction for each star sign, starting from Aries ending up into Pisces, and that way you can really kind of like use it to navigate yourself. In case you do watch it later and you want to check out your the star sign that kind of like interests you, you know, 'cause if I random them out, then it's going to be very difficult to navigate. In any case, so 12 readings for each star sign, but also there are going to be a breaks in between the star signs. Like after every 4 star signs, I'm going to make a break. And within this break, guys, I'm going to gift to one of you a free reading, which is going to be conducted here publicly on the live stream. And all you gotta do to get it is just to wait up until these breaks, and when I do announce it, just ask your question into the comments, and I'm gonna pick one question and we'll perform a professional reading on that question. Professional reading meaning I will draw more than just only one card. I'm going to make a full spread of my choice suitable for the question itself. Hello, Kara. Welcome to the stream. Celeste, Krista, you as well. Welcome. And also, if you do wish your own personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. There at the very front page you will see full list of my services, their pricing as well, and based on your budget and also your needs, I'm sure you're going to find a service that is going to suit you best. And lastly, for anyone who supports me through Super Chat and what I do, you guys are gonna get your readings at the end of the live stream, regardless are you picked into those breaks or not. And should you have no requests, I'm gonna make a personalized reading for the transit, which in this case is a new moon in Pisces. Taco, thank you so much for your $33 support. Thank you so much, Taco. Let me put you in the list for super chat reading at the end of the live stream. A most important message for the new moon. All right. That will be it at the end of the live stream. Just give me a second. Important message of the new moon. All right. So you're set, and you'll have your reading at the end. So with that said, and Mattia, thank you so much for your 10 US dollars. Thank you so much, Mattia. Again, make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there you are going to get your personalized reading of the transit itself. So shuffling now, and first one that is going to be Aries. I love the refill shuffle, guys, but it kind of like damages the cards. I mean, look at what the card looks like now. I'm using it kind of extensively, but really it is the best way how you can shuffle cards, I could say. All right, so for Aries, the first one, that is going to be the Page of Cups. And just hold on a second, guys, just to check out, do you see the cards well? So yeah, the Page of Cups is going to be followed by the Wheel of a Fortune. Moving next for Aries, that is going to be the Ace of Pentacles, followed by followed by the Emperor, and the final one for Aries, this is going to be the Six of Wands. But I think I get a little bit ahead of myself. I'm going to use another cards because I do really want to make a collective. Now, that is something that came up to me right now, because you guys know the world is going down the sink, and collective is going to show the best what is going to take place. It's going to be a really fast one, so Aries, hold on a second, and I'm going to get back to your reading just in a minute, all right? Oh, I love pizza. I do love pizza taco. So someday you may kind of like have the incentive to make a pizza for me as well. Hopefully one day we may meet with all of you guys. I mean, I'm open to meet with each one of you. Should at any point our path crosses, or kind of like our destinies cross paths. I don't know how to put it into words. So collective, Queen of Cups. Moving next, we do have the Seven of Pentacles, followed by it is the Five of Swords. Afterwards, we do have the Eight of Swords, and the final one for the collective, that is going to be the Three of Cups. So good thing about the collective is this Three of Cups at the end, that is a good thing when it comes to the collective. That is because this shows the energies which are supporting the world. And it's kind of like within the next couple of weeks, it seems that the world, all of it, with no exception whatsoever, is going to start looking into the same direction. So that said, a lot of people, a lot of countries, a lot of kind of like sides, if you will, they're going to start becoming more and more prone to settle whatever the difference is, okay? And also the world itself is going to be more prone to kind of like and I don't know how to really explain that, but to do stuff that makes happy people around, to do stuff for the greater good, so to speak. Now the problem though, it is that Seven of Pentacles we do have here onto the second position, which kind of speaks about that there is going to be a stall into it. I mean, while everyone will want to, how can I put it into words, to contribute for the greater good, in the same time everybody will want to do it with the least efforts possible. And we all know that that's not exactly ending up very beneficial and very well for every single one of the participants, whatever the conflict. And unfortunately, with those cards, I do not see any kind of conflict into the next couple of weeks, kind of like abating, but there will be a progress into kind of like getting on the same page. And that is from the Queen of Cups, because in collective, in general reading, the Queen of Cups, it is kind of like digging into the deeds, the current deeds, and kind of like finding a way through, if you will, and consolidating your side, your points of view, and as well kind of like your agenda. And also, needless to say, it is that the Queen of Cups, it is when kind of like emotional, there is an emotional attachment into the situation itself. Five of Swords into the third position is also not a very pleasant card. It kind of speaks about ruthlessness, that there is going to be ruthlessness in the world. People and organizations, countries, etc., they're gonna do stuff just because they can do them, not because there is any reason behind it, okay? And for that reason, many winning sides are gonna end up on the losing side in the long run. So my appeal to all of us and to the world in general, if the world is watching, of course, it is to be a little bit more concerned what your actions are doing to people that are unrelated to your agenda, but in the same time they are affected by its development. It's just, it will be a period of time where we need to be a little bit better a little, it takes a little bit, all right? You don't have to be Mother Teresa here, just have to be a little bit better. And the lesson that we are to learn, it's kind of like a really sound one, and that is that there is always a way out. With the Eight of Swords, that points the discard as a lesson. It is when there are far more options available than we may think, or certain people may think. So there is always a way out. There is always another way, so to speak. And I do believe that the world is going to find that other way that is going to make the world a better place for all of us, hopefully. Thank you, guest 1988. Almost my year. Almost 3 years younger than me. So that was the collective, and now let's get back to a Aries. So Aries, my friends, you do have these cards, okay? These 5 cards. Once again, Page of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. Moving next, that is going to be the Emperor, and the final one that we do have for you, we have the Six of Wands. So Aries, next couple of weeks are going to be, to say the least, really beneficial and productive as well. You can definitely expect to be rewarded, my friends, for any effort that you have placed recently in the previous couple of weeks, on the plans you have worked on the project you have worked on, people that you have tried to chase, for example, or to date with as well. And it's a couple of weeks of rewards. Now, the only negative side of the next couple of weeks that I can see from these cards, it comes from the Wheel of Fortune into the second position, and that kind of speaks that you are not going to be exactly blessed with luck. And that said, it means that you have to be quite certain when you do something, okay? Quite certain in your capabilities, in your predispositions, okay? In your approach, in your plans, and so on and so forth. You can't rely on a blind luck that things miraculously are going to simply fall on their places. They won't. Your major topic into the upcoming couple of weeks are a harmonies into relationships, kind of like a how can I put it into words? Kind of like making things work with people, not necessarily only romantic, but as well business relationships, because the most you can accomplish into the upcoming couple of weeks is to enter or transform your current one into a very harmonious relationship, or a rather enter into a lucrative business partnership that will allow you to excel into your business maneuvers. Whatever the case, there is a change that is looming on the horizon for you, Aries. It's a change that is truly going to improve your life, and these couple of weeks are crucial that you do prepare yourself for that change that it is to come. And what you need to learn as a lesson for the next couple of weeks, it is that the time for playing games is pretty much over, and now you got to show your reliability, you got to show your professionalism, okay? You got to show as well, if you will, your structure, to prove yourself, not even to prove, but rather to show consistent, reliable, and I can't find the other word. I can say it on my language, but it's not gonna make any sense to you guys. But it's kind of like when you do interact with somebody, they can truly count on you, instead of kind of like guessing, are you mean what you are saying? And finally, what you also need to learn, it is that if you do not take care for yourself, anything that you do is literally in vain. So it will benefit you a lot, Aries, if you kind of like take some time to enjoy yourself with the shows you like to watch, with the books you like to read, with the games you like to play, with the people you like to meet, with the drinks you like to drink, or the beverages that you like to drink, and so on and so forth. But it is really a good one, and you can truly expect a peak of experiences into the upcoming couple of weeks. So next one, that will be Taurus, and just give me a second here to put the cards back and see what you guys got for the new moon in Pisces. 85, it's a good year. I am 85 as well, and I can't complain about my year. Right, so Taurus, a first one, that is going to be the world, followed by the sun. Moving next, we have the King of Swords, followed by the page. It's the princess, the page of wands, and finally what we have for you, that is going to be the 10 of Pentacles. So Taurus, next couple of weeks are going to be kind of rough for what it seems, and they're going to be kind of rough. It is because you can't dodge or avoid anymore a kind of like a looming, they're not threats, it's a looming circumstances that you may find kind of unpleasant, and even in some cases futile to perform into, futile to be a part of. But at the end of the day, I mean, they are yours to take. For one or another reason, you're obliged to do them, and now you will have to, unfortunately, in the next couple of weeks, you will have to. Now, the good thing is that you do have the 10 of Pentacles here at the end, which is the supporting energy, and that card points that these chores, that is the exact word, so these chores you will have to make are gonna run as pleasant as possible. I mean, as pleasant as possible, and they're not going to be such a heavy burden, and it's kind of like a exhausting enterprises throughout the next couple of weeks. Other than that, next couple of weeks are going to be a brilliant weeks for you to, and that kind of will sound very superficial, so to speak, or celluloid, if I may say that way. But next couple of weeks you may spend by analyzing your problems and analyzing your strategies, analyzing what you want to do in the future, where you want to be, whom you want to be with, you know, what you want to work, and all these kind of stuff. Because what these cards are promising, it is that through analysis, the way out of whatever difficulties you face to execute your plans is going to be revealed, and simply you will reach a big resolutions to your marriage problems, to your couples problems, to your career problems, even, you know, friendships problems, and so on and so forth. And what you need to learn as a lesson, it's a pretty sound one as well, and that is that you are far stronger than you think you are. I mean, far stronger than you think you are. So should you be facing some kind of a challenge that you may think that the odds are truly stacked against you, maybe this is how it looks like, but in reality you do have the strength, the power, and the perseverance to push through it without any problems whatsoever. What you can expect at the end, it is that your life will become like a well-oiled machine, and everything that it is within it's gonna serve its purpose, and you will feel your life not fulfilled. The word is not fulfilled, functional. So your life functional entirely. And one more private case, so to speak, it is that within the next couple of weeks, it is just you will attract old people from your past, not necessarily exes, okay, maybe old friends, relatives that you haven't keep up communications with for a very long time. It's just the incentive is very big, people from your past to kind of like reach out and try to catch up with you, and you have the choice to decide, do you want to make that connection, or do you not want to make that connection? And finally, it's a great couple of weeks where you can repay debt, where you can repay what was it, favor, okay, where you can generally sever some kind of a ties, to relinquish dependencies. It will be great. All right, so next one, that is going to be Gemini. All right, so for Gemini, we do have the Five of Cups, followed by the Three of Cups. Moving next, that is going to be the Knight of Swords, followed by the Nine of Cups, and the final one for Gemini, oh my god, that is going to be Six of Cups. So you do have a lot of cups. Obviously, this is going to be quite of an emotional transit for you. The new moon in Pisces is going to unlock a whole new department of emotions for you. Now those emotions are going to be more toward yourself, though, not toward other people. And the primary goal, not reason, but the primary goal of feeling those emotions and to find a way to enjoy yourself with all of your surrounding. And it sounds kind of like vague, but literally what it means is to find happiness in everything you do. Even if it is something you hate doing, still you can find a way to enjoy it in a certain way of doing stuff. So important things for you, Gemini, for the next couple of weeks, it is that you need to be decisive, and your decisions, as long as they need to make sense logically, you will have the unique opportunity as well, that logic to be aligned with your emotions. And I don't know if you do realize that, but this is such a good it's not even a predisposition, conditions, all right, such a unique and good conditions to do what is needed to be done, and at the same time that thing to be something you like. I mean, this is such a rare occasion, okay, to have to go out with somebody, and in the same time that you do want to go out with that very same person. It's a great thing. It's a great conditions that you are going to face into the next upcoming weeks. And the weeks are not the next couple of weeks are not going to present you, though, with a perfect circumstances, kind of like a perfect relationships, or a perfect conditions for relationship, or a perfect projects, and so on and so forth. There is always going to be disadvantages out there, Gemini. But what I think, by the look of those cards, is that you are going to learn how to make use of these disadvantages, or the very least negate or diminish, so to speak, the impact of these disadvantages. So even if you do find yourself at a certain point into the next upcoming weeks that you are disappointed, because there are going to be such occasions. I mean, we do have the Five of Cups at the prime position, and that pretty much speaks that the important situations are not going to be ideal situations for you, and thus if you do count a lot on these situations, you will find yourself disappointed. In some extreme cases, even you may think that you're losing things, okay? You will have that sense of loss. But it is important to know that disappointment is just a temporary disappointment, and whatever loss you may think you are experiencing, that is just a partial one. You can definitely catch up in the future with that loss, get the gains, or rather like recover from it, and simultaneously get the gains from it. Another thing about your next couple of weeks, Gemini, it is that you will attract people. Okay, you will attract people emotionally and physically as well. So if you are single, rest assured that as soon as you do make the first steps into the world, whether it is through dating apps, whether it is that you do start going out and seeing new people, you will immediately going to start catching up attention, or people are going to start catching up attention to you. If I am expressing myself, it's just somebody is going to have their attention on you, all right, or people are going to have their attention on you. And finally, towards the end of this transit, Gemini, you will find yourself sitting in a position that you will literally enjoy what you do have at your plate at that point in the world and in your life. Yeah, more emotional stuff. All right, so that was for Pisces, and next one we have Cancer. Not Pisces, but a Gemini. I'm sorry. So that was for Gemini. Next one that is going to be Cancer. Just give me a second. All right, so Cancer, we do have the World, followed by the Hermit. Moving next, that is going to be the High Priestess. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Then it is the Death card. Kind of final one if that's the it's not a major arcana. I would have kind of like, I would have been shocked really if that was a major arcana, but it doesn't make much sense unless that's a very complicated reading. Hello Charlie, welcome to the stream, man. It's a very complicated reading, and it's a very philosophical reading. I don't know where to begin from. Oh. Well, I will try to do the kiss, which is keep it simple and stupid, right? So next couple of weeks, you Cancer are gonna be on a verge to a huge culmination in your life, but this isn't a material culmination. It's not like a finalizing a grand project, major job, etc., etc. That is a culmination of a era of development. It's not even a cycle of development. That is an era of development. For example, culmination into a spiritual development, right? Or a culmination of a career development where you pretty much finalize your career. So that is not just a something very simple. It's a huge thing. And it is a huge thing because we do also have the High Priestess into the third position, okay? So, two ways in the grand scheme of things, whether it is for career or whether it is for relationship, the High Priestess manifests. It is either should that be about your career, which pretty much means that you are going to end up on a position or a job that you can get yourself pensioned in it. Like that is a job that is going to carry you on for the rest of your life and you will have no problem whatsoever. And for a relationship, it is that either, you know, your current relationship will become indomitable, meaning that nothing can destroy it, or if you are single and you happen to fall in love, it's your soulmate, okay? Or, well, soulmate is kind of like, I hate that word, it is extremely compatible person. Even if you are different, it's still those differences are well matching differences. I don't know, like the yin and yang, all right? And even if you do not fall in love, I mean, at the very least, you will know where to find it, as we do have these cards. So huge answers are coming your way. It's kind of like a era of life ends, and it ends in a huge way. It kind of like it opens up your channels. I don't know how to even put it into words. Now you may wonder though, what is that Hermit doing into the second position, which is something that holds you back, all right? And that refers to the beliefs. That is because we do have the Death card, all right, which is into your lesson. So the Hermit, it is what holds you back, and the Death card, it is what you need to learn in order to progress, okay? And we do have that you need to learn to let go of outdated concepts, ideas, hobbies, for example, fears, if you will, anything that doesn't kind of like it's not relevant to the future. And in the same time, you do have the Hermit, which is literally the light at the end of the tunnel, but that is kind of like a holding you back, which means that this light you think you have, it's not a light at all. So that goal you think it's important, it's not important. That that agenda you think it's substantial, in the grand scheme of things, it's not substantial. And all that is going to kind of like be shed into light when this culmination happens. And rest assured, you can't avoid it. It's just something happens and it flabbergasts you, and you says, oh my god, and you are saying, oh my god, it's this is how life is going to be from now on. And it really looks beautiful, because with the 10 of Pentacles, this new life is going to be, because we are talking about a new life here for you, Cancer. This new life is going to be much freer than before. It's kind of like, you will, if before you felt like a mammal, you will feel like a bird into the next life. Like you go wherever you go, you want, you do whatever you want. I don't know how to explain. This is the ultimate freedom, and simultaneously is going to be the most comfortable thing you have ever experienced. It's like, it will feel like this is the thing you are born for. That is the best way how I can explain it. That's why the reading is very philosophical. So whichever it is for you, Cancer, let it develop. I don't know how to put it into words. Let it develop, because that's your thing. I mean, you have been made for it, at least according to these cards. Right, so that was the first 4 star signs, and now the first break is taking place, guys. Like I said, in this break, one of you is gonna get a free reading from me. All you gotta do to participate into that free reading is just input your question into the comments down below, and after about 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. For any of you who wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website. There at the very front page, you're gonna see a full list of my services, their pricing, and based on your budget and also your needs, I am sure that you're gonna find a service that is gonna suit you best. And finally, anyone who supports the channel and me, what I do through super chat, is gonna get their reading at the end of the live stream, regardless are they picked for this free reading or not. So I am expecting and waiting your questions. You do have about 4 minutes and 30 seconds to input a question. If you don't have any, if there are no questions, I'm sorry, I'm just going to move on with the next 4 star signs. But that for Cancer, it's a huge reading. It's a huge transit. Pisces Moonbeam, is there something special going into Cancer? I'm very curious. You are the astrologer, so if you are around, maybe you want to enlighten us. Scorpio rising, Cancer sun, Capricorn moon. Oh my god, what a person. So guys, are you safe? considering what is going on these days. Crazy things. I never thought that it's gonna go that far. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous, really. Hmm. Leo Sun Libra rising. Wow, Judith. Wow, such a strong chart. Where do I live? I do live in Bulgaria. I do live in Bulgaria, Nancy. Right. So it seems that there is something going on with Cancer, this new moon. Yeah, Cancer rules the moon. That Leo Sun. The city of angels, eh? I always wanted to visit either Los Angeles or New York, but just because they are such a famous cities, that's why. It's not like I want it, but if I do go into United States, I definitely gonna visit New York, Las Vegas. That's definitely, and then Los Angeles. If at any point I go to United States for visit. All right, let's pick a question now. New York here, all right. Gotta hit one, definitely. Las Vegas is definite hit, all right. It's just definite hit. All right, so I will address keyword. Will I find love again? Yes, you are going to. We always are bound to find love. It is a question of are we open to receive it. So being a little bit more open to receive it, it's gonna make it much easier for you to find love. That is from my personal experience. But I am certain that the cards are gonna show that you are gonna find love. Mattia, your question is what is going to be read with the cards, and that is where is it? So, what do I need to know about my current situation, relationship? So let's check it out. Hey, Lawrence, welcome to the stream. Seattle is also, I think, a great city. Seattle was just beneath Vancouver, right? On the west coast. All right, Mattia, those are your cards. We do have the Nine of Swords with the World card, and then we do have the Ten of Pentacles. So the first thing you need to know about your situation, it is that it's not irreparable. I don't know what you are going through right now into your relationship, but it's things are not far beyond salvaging, so to speak. I mean, you can definitely turn the tides, you can reverse it should you want to. Another thing that you need to know, according to these cards, it is that it's not going to be as easy as you may think to make it comfortable, and as well to be as independent as you can, okay, or as you want to be. So for example, if you're trying to walk away from somebody, it's not going to be that easy, okay? Or if you do want to kind of like draw boundaries and lines into that relationship, again, it's not going to be that easy as well. And as an actions, what you need to do is to pretty much give voice to no, I can't say to your demands, but kind of like a give voice to what you are afraid of, so to speak. There are things you don't want to divulge, I could say, or you don't want to do, and you have to overcome that fear of the consequences and just do whatever you think is best for yourself, because that way you will see that whatever you're afraid of, it's pretty much in vain. But aside from that, it will be just as hard, whatever that situation is. You need to know that it's going to be just as hard as you are expecting, if not even harder than this. So that is your reading for the information you gave me. And that is going to be the first free reading giveaway. There are going to be 2 more breaks, guys, so 2 more of you are going to get a free reading with me into the next 2 breaks. One is going to take place after Scorpio, the other one is going to take place after Pisces, and of course anyone who supports the stream through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of it, regardless are they picked into these breaks or not. And so now let me shuffle again and see what Leo has to handle into the next couple of weeks. In fact, now that I think of, if I am to visit United States or Canada, as Ludo mentioned Canada, now is gonna be a freaking good time to do so, far away from the war as possible, you know, because the war is happening literally 400 kilometers away from where I am. Luckily, it's not here yet. But you never know. In any case, Leo, first one for you, or Leo. I think it's Leo, right? It's Leo. So Leo, first one, that is going to be the 10 of Swords, followed by, hey, if I had a luxury to choose, I would have go to Australia, far away from the war as possible. Next one, that is going to be the 6 of Pentacles. Moving next, that is going to be the 2 of Pentacles. No, it's not far. It depends on which side you are looking at it. Okay. Florida, yeah. Oh my God, Taco, Florida, exactly. I want to go to Miami too. Then we do have Aeon. And the final one for Leo, that is going to be the Moon. So fateful events are about to be bestowed upon you, Leo. Do we have Leo here? Because I do want to do something that is not with tarot. We do have a fateful event, and I do want to draw Lenormand cards just to have an idea what that event is going to be about. Do you want to know it, Leo? Do you want me to draw Lenormand cards? Yeah, I hope to. Well, the thing is that it's highly unlikely. I mean, if the war hits here, it's going to become third one. I mean, it's going to be a third world war because my country is NATO, okay? And if our country is hit, NATO will interfere. I mean, physically interfere, and this is gonna be bad. We are talking apocalypse kind of bad, all right? Do you want me to draw Lenormand? I'm gonna draw Lenormand. I mean, you can close your eyes, plug your ears if you don't want to hear it, but I am doing it, all right? Uh, let's check it out. Fateful events, things you cannot avoid. It's either a traveling or inheritance. It's one of these two things. In both cases, there is going to be conflict, and that's why we do have that Ten of Swords. Those are the Lenormand cards, okay? Just hold on a second. And I had to dig really deep to catch up the event. Those are the 5 cards. We do have a Declover with the ship. Afterwards, it's the clouds, the whip and the broom, and finally we do have the ring. So either a travel or inheritance, one of the two. Should it be travel, is going to be most likely with well, it's going to be with an incentive of partnership, whether it is that you do travel to your beloved one that lives in another state or in another country, or whether your beloved one is traveling towards you, okay? Or you find out that you are entitled to inheritance, which is in a process of to be stole from you, and these two things are going to provoke such a big conflicts. And that's why we do have a 10 of Swords in your reading. So one of these two fateful events for you, Leo. And it's a couple of weeks where you will have to make some. Yeah, Tara. Well, it's well for now. So in the next couple of weeks, Leo, you will have to do some pretty decisive actions and as well decisions. Now, just because these events are to take place, it doesn't mean that you have to be a part of them. All right? I mean, you can definitely deny the travel, or you can walk away on the inheritance. But the thing is, what you need to know, it is because you do have the 10 of Swords at the very first position in Tarot. It means that your decision, so to speak, or action, it's final. There is no going back from it. You say no to the travel, it means that is for good, and probably no traveling whatsoever, at least not in the next 1 year. If you do want to make it, though, that is going to be also a difficult process. It will require certain adaptations. Why don't you try season it with that, Taco? Why don't you try season it with that? I think that you are going to save some efforts on your behalf. And it's just, there isn't much to be said about Leo really with the Lenormand there. Those events are pretty much going to be, how can I put it into words? When they happen, you are to see either of these two things. It's something exactly that you do, that you needed, okay, and going by it, it is the only thing that literally makes pretty much sense. And before I move to Virgo, guys, for Leo, that is, it is that it's just next couple of weeks are going to be very touchy and very emotionally uncertain and insecure, and that is because you wouldn't know how things ends. Really, nobody will be able to tell you, not an astrologer, not a tarot reader or a psychic. It is just things will be pretty much shrouded in mystery for you, and it's kind of like it will feel like you're going forward blindly. That's literally not the case, because the universe, it's guiding you. But yeah, long story short here, prepare for a fateful event that pretty much is gonna set you on a course. It's gonna set your ship sailing in a direction you do have to find yourself at the end. You hope it's a cruise? All right. Or cruise. All right. Yeah. It could be a cruise as well. I mean, who knows? All right, so next one, that is gonna be Virgo. First one for you, Virgo, that is going to be the Hermit, followed by the second card of the Eight of Pentacles. Moving next, that is going to be the Death card, followed by the Prince of Pentacles, or that is the Knight of Pentacles. And the final one for you, Virgo, that is going to be Three of Cups. We do have these 5 cards. And this is going to be a rather slow cycle for Virgo, but slow doesn't mean bad, of course. So what are the traits of the transit for you, Virgo? Well, first and foremost, you do have your own card at the very prime position, so that makes it a double strong, right? It's kind of like a double time into the goodness that you are going to experience. And in the next couple of weeks, it seems that these shenanigans and as well the irrelevant aspects of your life are simply going to be extinguished, so to speak, and the only thing that you are going to attend to, at least for what those cards are showing, is things which you do find important, things that you do find substantial and essential for your well-being. And as we're talking about thank you, Julie. As we're talking about well-being, you are to address your well-being with wisdom and with intelligence, and it's gonna be a freaking miracle in a bad way if you do something wrong, if you make a wrong choice, or if you do make a wrong move, or if you do get yourself involved with wrong people or on the wrong job, and so on and so forth. And pretty much your senses of what is right to do and what is going to be beneficial, they are going to be pretty much a spot on. Now, should it happen that you are starting work in the next couple of weeks, you need to know that this work is going to be for a very long run, and it can provide you for what you are hoping to achieve and to accomplish for your career. Same thing refers to relationship as well. Should you happen to enter in a relationship in the next couple of weeks, that relationship literally has the potential to unfold to a relationship that you have hoped to be into. Though your lesson, Virgo, is patience. Okay, actually the lessons are few that you will need to learn. First one, it's patience. It is that if you do want something to happen right, it needs to happen in the right way, which means it needs to develop or unfold, so to speak, methodically. It needs to develop and unfold in structure, and so on and so forth. And the other thing that you need to learn is knowing what you want. Okay, or kind of like not knowing what you want, but following or working for what you know you want. And that way, kind of like making yourself setting yourself, so to speak, in a consistent drive, in a consistent approach as well. What you will learn additionally, guys, is to give second chances, or that is what you allow yourself to do. It's still a lesson that everybody deserves a second chance. And also, you will make a lot of friends, and one of these friends, who knows, may be your next romantic incentive. uh, well, I'm glad that happened, Sandy. I'm glad that happened. Right, so next one, we do have Libra. For Libra, first one, that is going to be the Five of Wands, followed by the second card of the Knight of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Death card one more time, followed by the Sun. And the final card for you, Libra, we have the Six of Pentacles. uh, pretty active transit for Libra, very carefree as well. But Libra, you guys are gonna swap. It's not even changing, it's more like adjusting, swapping a lot of things into your environment, you know, like swapping friends, swapping activities as well. It's kind of like shuffling, readjusting, so to speak. Next couple of weeks are truly going to be crazy active. There are going to be a lot of surprising events. There are going to be a lot of surprising activities as well. And it all comes to that how agile you are to switch from one into another. Because we do have the Death card into the third position. Unfortunately, what that means is that you can't participate into everything. And therefore you will have to let go of something in order to participate into something else that you may find more attractive. And that is exactly what the lesson is for you. We do have the Sun card, and so the lesson is just to be happy, or to learn how to be happy. And that is what I mean. Okay, if you do, whether it is your work or whether it is your friendships, you know, and so on and so forth, and you do things there, you behave in a certain way that goes along with the code of conduct, but that's not yourself, then you can't be passively happy. So you just need to be yourself when you interact with people, okay, when you do your job as well, and so on and so forth, and that way you are gonna definitely find your happiness. Another lesson that you need to learn, and that is something that an ex was telling me once, it is that if you are aiming for something, right, if you do have a goal and you really have to push it there, it's most likely gonna be a shade at the end. So if you have to push it, it's not worth it. Good things which are meant for you, they are going, or they are developing naturally. So go for a natural progression, for natural development, instead for a struggle. We do have another, here in Bulgaria, we do have another way of looking at it. I mean, if you try to swim against the current, you do two things: you struggle and you stay on one place because you can't swim against the current. But if you do swim along the current, then you are doubling your speed and your progress and your results as well. And finally, learn to make peace. That is the most important thing here with the Sun card. The Sun is the peacemaker, and that is through burying the hatchets of war. You don't have to agree with your opponents, okay? You don't have to, how can I put it into words? You don't have to comply to them. You don't have to convince them into anything. Just ignore the issue. Just pretend that the issue is not there, or kind of like a try to look past it, so to speak. And that way you will snap into the hierarchy exactly where you belong. So if at this very moment you do not know where in this freaking world you do belong, well, you will know by the end of the next couple of weeks. So that was for Libra, and next one we do have Scorpio. Yeah, no struggle. Exactly. Especially, do you know, guys, this is something I was very, how can I put it into words? Baffled. All right. So that's probably the right word. Baffled, when people were asking me, don't you fight for love? How are you supposed to do that? I mean, love is it's free, like, I don't know, like the wind maybe. I mean, you can try to trap it, you may try to catch it, but eventually kind of like it finds its way. And if somebody doesn't love you, it's just, you can't do anything to change that. I mean, you can win sympathy, all right? That's not love, really. It's just something that is going to go away as well. So the love is either there or it isn't. Simple as that. Or at least that's my view, though. And don't forget, the love always ends in tragedy. No matter what. Always ends in tragedy. So if you do decide to jump into love, be prepared that one day it will have its tragic end. No matter when, where, or how. So, Scorpio, we do have the Six of Wands as the first one, followed by Justice as the second card. Moving next, we do have the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Four of Pentacles, and the final one for Scorpio, that is going to be the Nine of Cups. Okay, so these 5 cards that we have, and pretty cheerful transit for Scorpio. Well, Madeline, it seems that we are the lucky one, because I am Scorpio as well, with Aquarius rising, for those who doesn't know, and my Jupiter is in Aquarius as well, so it should be a crazy year for me, although I do not see it yet, but it is getting there, I believe. So, also a pretty exciting transit for Scorpio. It does look like that we are gonna enjoy certain results, whether it is romantic results, okay, or whether it is a career results. We're just gonna enjoy peak of experiences. I don't know how to explain it in another way, but in general, it's going to be very enthusiastic, happy, joyful probably is the word, a transit in front of us. Problem that we may face into the next couple of weeks, though, is the inability to have or to make a astute discernment and kind of like differentiate the right from the wrong. With the Justice having it into the second position, we may kind of like end in a situations where we do prioritize the thing which is not emergent or urgent, I'm sorry, while the sense of emergency kind of like we delay, and that kind of is gonna make our life a little bit harder than it needs to be. But the next couple of weeks are great for people that are really, how can I put it into words, pushing it into their career. And it speaks that you guys are going to be rewarded for your work. You're either going to get your promotion, or your salary is going to be raised, or you are going to get bonuses at the end of these couple of weeks as well for the job well done. And all that will bring an incentive to really further whatever goal we have. You do have a goal to buy a home, let's say. Well, these rewards that you are going to get are going to allow you to do so, or at least they are going to give you the foundation for you to do so. Love it is what your goal is. Well, these rewards, which may be a reward of attention, you know, a man or a woman kind of like gives you their attention. That is your reward for being good looking, you know, for really paying attention to your presence and so on and so forth. And that will be the foundation for you, for a Scorpio, to make a really harmonious relationship. But truly next couple of weeks are going to present us with an opportunity to have a content for the future, exhilaration, excitement, sight. I don't know how to put it into words from there on moving forward. Something that, however, we need to be mindful of, it is that it is true, Scorpio, that pretty much being happy next couple of weeks, it's guaranteed. I mean, hands down, it's I don't know, we have to work against it not to be. I mean, we have to consciously try to ruin our lives so not to be happy. Hello, Empress Lena. But as that happiness is granted to us, for the next couple of weeks, it's not guaranteed for a long run. And whenever we do seize that happiness, we need to make sure that we maintain it, so to speak, so we transform it from a short-term one to a long-lasting one. Just for an example, let's say it is a relationship and you, Scorpio, end up in really good starting relationship. It's a good starting relationship, but if you do not maintain it, it's gonna go south very quickly. So you need to be even better than the start if you do want that exciting relationship to stay exciting and fulfilling and joyful, you know, and sensual for as long as it can, for as long as you want to, through your maintenance. Maintenance, it's important here that we do put into our happiness from there on moving forward. How can I put it into words? The end result of all that is that with this, we pretty much are going to hit the bullseye with those rewards, whether it is the reward of a relationship or of a job or of a new position, because these things are going to pretty much ensure our certain future. That may be the job you are going to fulfill all of your financial needs, or the relationship that you are going to end up making family with, you know, whatever it is, that thing can ensure your certain and secure future. So don't waste it, because these are a minor arcana, as aside from judgment, or from justice, I'm sorry, and as minor arcana we can unfortunately waste it, which is gonna be sad, totally sad. So that was for Scorpio, the reading for Scorpio, and now we are entering into the second break. And anyone who inputs a question into the comments in about next 5 minutes is going to be eligible for a free reading. I'm going to pick one of these questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question, meaning a full spread of my choice that suits the question. Of course, anyone who supports the channel and the stream and what I do through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of the stream, regardless are they picked or not for a reading or for a free reading. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you're going to see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Oh, Paul, thank you. Saginex, yeah. Law of reconciliation questions. I mean, why? That is a thought of mine, okay? You know, What do you mean, Judah? I mean, if you are considering it, then it's time. I don't know how to put it into words. If you are considering walking away from somebody, then you are to walk away from somebody. I mean, even there is a shred of doubt in there, that's enough to undermine, at least for me, a relationship. What's my opinion? I don't have one. I mean, listen, this is how the thing stands. Russia and Ukraine, we are brethren nations, okay? Our roots are all of the same. And if you do have two brothers which are fighting among each other, what are you doing? You are trying to make peace in between them. I cannot make a side. I do understand Ukraine and you know their agenda, but I do understand Russia as well and why Russia is doing that. My opinion it is that the world this is what happens. Russia kind of suffers sanctions from the world from year 2014. And these sanctions become stronger and bigger and harder to a point where Russia has nothing to lose anymore. What is there to lose? It is excluded from the SWIFT. It cannot trade. It cannot fly. It can't do anything unless it forces it, and that's the scary part. You know, what do you think a man who has the ability to destroy the world is gonna do if he is going down? He's gonna take the world with him, unfortunately, or this is at least how most of the people think. So I think that the situation is very dangerous. It's really not just for Ukraine and Russia. It's very dangerous for the world in general. And if not just only Russia, but all of the world leaders and elite come to their senses, I don't know, because sanctions. What kind of a sanctions? I mean, Russia is invading Ukraine, and the sanctions are you're not going to participate into Eurovision. What in the world? I mean, is this a sanction even? I mean, who gives a dime, right? So it's a terrible situation. All right, RM Brandwain, do you see a job for me? Let's check it out. But I do not approve the way they do it. Just to make it clear, this war, it's something beyond something I can fathom. I mean, I couldn't fathom how in 21st century somebody can even dare to do something like that. Okay, full scale invasion of a country. How sovereign Ukraine is, I don't know, because here at least there is a kind of like people from both sides. Some says that Ukraine is not sovereign country, others says it is. I don't know, but they could have done it in a much better way. I just off the top of my head I can tell you, but I won't, because I don't want to be kind of, how can I put it into words, pointed out. But at least off the top of my head I can think of two ways how you could have done this without kind of like escalating to almost a verge of a third world war, because this is what we are now. I mean, Russia has readiness to their nuclear weapons. Do you understand what this is? It's And like I said, they have nothing to lose, and they have their nuclear weapons ready. It's just, I think that is my thought, but I think that the world is holding by a thread right now. And if you are a gamer and you played these games Fallout 76 or Fallout 4, very soon we may not play them on our computers or consoles or whatever. It could be our reality, right? Because nuclear winter. In any case, are you gonna find a job? We do have the Four of Wands with the Three of Swords, followed by the Page of Swords, and the final one for you is going to be the Five of Cups. Let me give you a time frame. You will find a temporary one somewhere in between now and the middle of July this year. And it's a temporary one because it's not going to be great when it comes to, for example, shifts. If it kind of like carries on shifts or a collective that it is there, like co-workers, it's not going to be great in payment as well, most likely. But what is going to be good about the job, that is going to provide you with really good, for example, CV portfolio, and as well it will allow you to learn. And after that, I mean, when you are finally ready to walk away from that job, you will have a better chances to find yourself even a better one. RM. So yeah, that's pretty much what the reading is showing here. A job is coming your way, but don't put all of your chips into it, because at least according to these cards, it's going to be something temporary, just so you can kind of like get back on your feet, learn certain skills, and then find yourself more suitable one. Well, it's not your last job. All right, so that was for the free reading. A couple of minutes, guys, and the last four star signs are going to take place afterwards. That's why I'm trying right now to enjoy my life as much as I can, because a week from now I may not have one as good as it is right now. Because no matter what, I mean, the world is going to suffer catastrophic consequences. The world, guys, it's a system of trades. And you know, China, for example, manufactures a huge portion of goods and trades with United States and with the rest of the world, etc. Anyone, Europe as well, does such thing. Where do you think China and Europe are supplied with raw materials to produce and to provide those goods? It's from Russia. And if there are sanctions and Russia cannot export, Europe and United States even and China, nobody can produce. So everything will become very expensive. So we have to prepare for really tough times. That's at least my opinion. But again, I'm not an expert. That's just my personal view. Okay, I'm not an expert. Uh, yeah. Well, it moves on, but with the Romans was a different story. The Romans, they actually split into two empires. And the Romans actually, they do persevere up until 12th century. Yeah, that's the way you do it, Empress Lena. SLH77, thank you so much. Sherry, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Thank you, Sherry. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where I'm going to provide you with a personalized reading for the transit itself. I will. I will. Luckily, my brother has a UK citizenship, so I believe he can help me. And I do have another way to go to the West, which I'm not going to disclose, but hopefully is going to work out. No, I am not drawn to Africa nor Asia. I don't know why. It kind of like it feels like I will not gonna thrive there. I don't like the environment, like savannas and trees, jungles, and so on and so forth. It's just not my place. And deserts as well. Don't forget deserts. Not to mention that almost everything can kill you there, like bugs and then tigers, lions, rhinos, you name it, everything, hyenas. Anyway, Sagittarius, the Queen of Swords is your first card, followed by the Five of Cups. Well, I would love to, Sandy. It is just I'm not gonna be allowed to. Australia, it is one of the most difficult countries to get into. The regime, the visa regime, it's extremely strict. So nobody's gonna allow me to go there. Five of Cups. It is the second one, followed by the Tower card. Moving next, we do have the Knight, or rather like the King, I'm sorry, that's the King of Swords. And the final one is the Hierophant. Judith, thank you so much for your $2. Mwah. Thank you so much. A proper kiss. Mwah. Thank you so much, Judy. Again, make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where I'm going to give you a personalized reading of the transit itself. And thank you. Well, it's sent only to you. That's all right. So for Sagittarius, you are, well, aren't you in Los Angeles? You said that you are in Los Angeles. Why are you not allowed to travel? So Sagittarius, it's a pretty aggressive transit, but that aggression should come from you. Pretty short reading, and it pretty much points that this next couple of weeks are going to be the time where you do push really hard. And I mean really, really hard. Career-wise, and as well, if you will, relationship-wise also. Highly likely as well, Sagittarius, it is that at your knowing, so to speak, is going to come an information that will become is going to be a very, very valuable information, and that way you can use it as a leverage. You are in Florida. Well, why can you not travel then? So you can use that information as a leverage, and not just only as a leverage, but it's going to be like being forewarned, and therefore you will have the opportunity to act and to be a 2 steps ahead of your competition, whether it is competition for someone's heart or for some position at work. But the thing is that you can definitely find a way to push your things through, and whatever you say, it kind of like goes, or whatever you aim, it will happen in the next couple of weeks. But in order to do so, you really need to shake off the environment. You gotta make some unorthodox, so to speak, moves, unpredictable maneuvers, and so on, and pretty much so forth. It's important to know that within the next into the next couple of weeks, you alone will want to pretty much rumble. Okay, you will want alone to rumble either your career or either your relationship, just to see how strong these things are. And if they are not as strong as you would like them to be, you are gonna start how can I put it into words, quenching it, like building them up, strengthening them. But I don't know what else to say to you aside from the next couple of weeks. It's just your drive is going to be ruthless, very calculative, and as well very, very effective. I mean, your strategies, whether are business strategies, whether are love strategies, they are simply going to produce results. So if you do have any competition, oh my god, I mean, I am sorry for them. I mean, it's just they have no chance. I mean, poor souls. So whatever your goal is, just go for it, because again, whatever it is, you will be able to push it through. And finally, before we go to Capricorn, Sagittarius, healing time. Okay, you want to insert, or rather like adopt a diet for healing. It's gonna give a great result. You want to start leading more healthy life, great results. You want to start working out, great results as well. It's just anything that concerns your body, according to these cards, is going to produce a fantastic result for you and for your well-being and for your health as well. Regardless of that you may be ruthless, according to your opinion, your actions are going to look very decisive from a side, and that is going to make people trusting you even more than before. And that way, how can I put it into words? That way, Sagittarius, you will have the well, it's not like having, but more like should any partnership forms, whether it is a business or intimate partnership in the next couple of weeks, is going to be based on trust and reliability. It is just that person is going to feel very safe with you because they trust you and they see that you are effective in your actions, in your goals, in your aims, and in your words as well. And it's just you are gonna be fool them at least like a pinnacle, like a salvation. That was for Sagittarius. Next one, we do have Capricorn. First one for Capricorn, we do have the Tower, followed by the next one, which stands as the Two of Pentacles. Afterwards, we do have the Hermit. Then it is the Two of Cups. Final one, it is the Six of Swords. Do you know that song of Phil Collins, I believe it was, that love don't come easy? Well, that's what we have. It's just that love don't come easy. Love requires sacrifice. No sacrifice, no gains. And it is what pretty much the message for Capricorn is here. So, especially for you Capricorn, which are single, okay, either somebody is going to crush on you in a very huge way, or you are gonna crush on somebody in a very, very huge way. It almost is gonna feel like, you know, your world, it's taking on a different meaning, it's taking on a different turn as well, and it is just nothing else is going to pretty much matter for you. So it's a truly love story that we do have here. At that point, it will feel like it is the most important thing that you need to develop and that you need to make certain that is going to work out. And that's kind of like the truth. But it's very important what lesson you learned so far. No sacrifices, no gains. Exactly. That's for love, though. All right, that's for love. Because making money, it doesn't, kind of like, it doesn't make sense to make sacrifices. But for love, it does require sacrifice. In any case, it's you're welcome, Paul. Thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you so much. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there I'm going to perform you a personalized reading. Oops, I'm sorry. For the transit. Okay, so yeah, it's very important what kind of a lesson you learned thus far, because according to these cards, you will learn firsthand that love goes both ways. What I mean, it is that you cannot expect the other side always to be the one on offensive. Neither you can expect yourself to be always the one on the offensive. What I love to say into these cases is that imagine if men are on Mars and women are on Venus, and they need to meet at Earth. They have to kind of like traverse that distance, each one of them. I mean, women has to traverse distance from Venus to Earth, and men has to traverse their distance from Mars to Earth. Women cannot traverse the man's distance and vice versa. And just like in the traditional deck into Two of Cups, two people, man and a woman, they reach out to each other. That is exactly how things needs to happen. And therefore, what's a lesson you need to learn, Capricorn, is that if you do want to invite the love into your life, then your pride, then your shyness, if you will, your ego, how can I put it into words? Your boundaries, your standards, your criteria, all of this needs to be set on the shelf. All of it, okay? And you just have to reach out in a pure intentions toward the other person, having no bias, having no conditions, having no expectations, even, if you will. Well, that's kind of like the sentence. So when you do so, it will make you feel awkward. Okay, it will make you feel, even if you will, naked. But in the same time, is going to create a union for what it seems, and that union is going to be there to stay. It's going to be a long-lasting one. And I'm saying that it's going to make you feel awkward because it seems that you're going to be afraid to do so. We do have the Six of Swords here at the end, and that is when a person, it kind of like it finds themselves on a threshold, and they are afraid to make a step beyond that threshold because they don't know what is going to happen afterwards. Just like you are to be afraid to kind of like strip yourself off and become pure and naked emotionally, that is, in front of the other person. But in reality, there is nothing for you to be afraid of, because doing so, whatever happens afterwards is going to be far better than the situation you are in right now into your relationship. And one thing I want to tell you here, it is that your concepts and ideas of a relationships, they are all true. Okay, so don't allow anybody to tell you anything different. Next one, that is going to be Aquarius. Just give me a second here to shuffle. Oh, I messed it up. Just hold on a second, guys. All right. Aquarius. First one, that is going to be the Prince of Swords, or rather like the Knight of Swords, followed by the Seven of Wands. Moving next, we do have the Seven of Swords. The fourth card, that is going to be the Four of Cups. And the final one for you, Aquarius, that will be the Five of Cups. So those five cards, and just give me a moment here, because that's it's a crazy one. Well, first of all, for Aquarius, the moment had came to do something for yourself or to do things you'd like to do, okay? Without concerning yourself how they are going to influence people around you, because for what it seems from these cards, they're not going to influence anything in a bad way. So literally the next couple of weeks, Aquarius, for you are weeks where you get to explore your own path, if I can say it that way, like explore stuff you think you might enjoy, and if you do enjoy them, it's kind of like carry on into that direction, and make those things a part of your life. You know, other than that, the transit is going to be full of a decision making. Like, should I stay or go? Like, should I take this job or that job? Should I do things in that way or the other way? The good thing about looking at those cards are a couple of things, okay? First one, it is that what is depressing? It's not. So, first thing is that even if you kind of like mess it up, okay, even if you do make a wrong choice, the damage is not going to be irreparable, and you definitely can fix whatever you messed up should you mess something up. This messing up and fixing it is only engraved into your energies, which means that it may not happen, but should it happen, you will have the energy to kind of like fix it. And also those energies are carry on an information that no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, you are never gonna fall into despair. It's kind of like you always gonna have your sight on the prize, your look on the prize, and whatever the situation around is not gonna be enough to make you I don't know how to put it into words, waver. Okay, you are not gonna, your resolve is going to be indomitable. But for the most part, it seems that your decision making. Hello, KDK. Welcome to this stream. So your decision making pretty much is going to be on the spot, because I don't know what is going to happen here. I am rising Aquarius, all right? So that is a very much applied to me as well. But in the next couple of weeks, our intelligence is going to be very sharp, and I don't even know, should I call it intelligence. It's kind of like whenever we need to make a choice, our analysis on the situation is going to be pretty much spot on, and very quickly we will be able to kind of like wage which option is better than the other, what kind of gains you're going to have from one option to the other, and so on and so forth. And thus, for the most part, it seems that our choices are going to be on the mark for the next couple of weeks. Now, relationship wise, for the look of those cards, things are going to be a bit difficult for Aquarius. That is because these cards carry on more physical, how can I put it into words, a physical properties, meaning that in the next couple of weeks you may be more attracted to the physical body rather than to the emotions, into the soul, and so on and so forth. Although I may be wrong, because now I do remember that the Knights of Swords, it is the only court of sword that takes emotions under consideration, but in the meantime the physical body also is going to be there. So maybe we do have the perfect storm. I mean, having a suitor who is very physically appealing, literally something you wanted to have for a very long time, and in the same time it's somebody that you kind of like start connecting emotionally. So it's a super intuitive intelligence. Yeah, it's something like that. But like I said, it could be a perfect storm when it comes to emotions. Now we do have Seven of Wands though into the second position, which may speak to a few things. One of them, obviously, a competition that plays. It's not even a competition. It's more like a rivalry, an enemy, and so on and so forth. And they may play dirty, like how can I put it into words, with blows beneath the waist. So we have to be ready for something like that. The body on point? What do you mean, Naomi? So we have to be ready to face something like that. People that are going to be surreptitious, acting behind the curtains, and so on and so forth. Also, our, how can I put it into words? Our discernment for when we have to make an action may be a little bit diluted, maybe a little bit foggy, okay? And thus we may miss a moment or two moving forward. But according to the lesson that we need to learn for the next couple of weeks as Aquarius, it is that no matter how well we are into our lives, we should always aim for more. Okay, I mean, and that we are ready to go for more into the next couple of weeks. And last but not least, we do have a Pisces. So let me put the cards in and draw for Pisces. For Pisces, first one, that is going to be the Strength, followed by the second card of the Six of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Knights of Wands. The fourth one for you guys is going to be the Five of Pentacles. And the last one, that is going to be the Ace of Swords. So we do have those 5 cards. Naomi, nothing wrong with that, at least not from my side. At the end of the day, what my state is, it is that one relationship, to be fully functional, it needs to has the chemistry in it, and the body, the way you look at the body, it's a pretty big part of the chemistry. Because if you don't like somebody physically, how you are supposed to lie with them, right? So kind of like it's, I don't know, it's something that it is beyond me. So Pisces, moment of truth or a transit of truth. Many things are to be revealed to you. Many things about your life and about your lifestyle. Many things about your problems as well, especially those problems that you don't know where they're coming from and you don't know why you have a problem with that. For example, nobody or certain people in your career, they don't like you, or at your job they don't like you. You haven't done anything wrong to them, you know, and you don't know why this woman or a man, it's mean to you but not with anybody else. Well, such things are to be revealed in the next couple of weeks. So wherever you do have a problem, whether you do have a problem with your children or with your wife or a husband, with your boss, friend, whatever, the core of the matter is going to be pretty much not going to be obscured anymore. And even more than that, you will know how to fix it, which will unfortunately going to be within yourself. What I mean is that you have to fix something with your behavior, with your lifestyle, so the problem can be fixed. Which means that we alone will have to, or rather like you, Pisces, will have to, how can I put it into words, undergo some kind of a transformation moving forward. Another thing though, it is that even if you don't want to, that is gonna be okay with you. So to me, the problem, or what truly anguishes you, is not that you do have a problem with somebody, but why you do have a problem with that person or with that thing. And once you know why that's the case, it kind of like it will be less valuable to you to fix the problem rather than to carry on forward and kind of like let it go, move on, and so on and so forth. So whichever way you decide to go about it, like either fixing the problem with your colleague, or with your suitor, and so on and so forth, or just move on and kind of like enjoy your life, both of these things are gonna work for you. Also, what's next couple of weeks are going to carry on, it's kind of like an open conversations, okay? People that you are going to talk to, you both are going to divulge stuff to one another that under normal circumstances you wouldn't, but these stuffs are going to be discreet, like that they concern only both of you. For example, somebody has an opinion of you, but they never shared it with you, and in the next couple of weeks, maybe they will address it. Not maybe, but they will address it. I mean, they're gonna confront you and say, I don't like you because this, and this, or I like you and I wanna know you better. It could go both ways. And all this moments of truth, so to speak, they are going to open up a, can I put it into words, a passionate moment, let's say it that way, a passionate moment which you will find very enterprising, okay? And that will going to set a huge momentum either into your love life or either into your career, a momentum that's pretty much can propel you forward and allow you to reach the very end, whatever end you do have in mind. So while the truth may be a bit difficult for you to digest, it will be very, very liberating. But again, if you do want to fix issues and problems, should you go down about it that way, you first have to start the fixing from within, from yourself, from your lifestyle. So that was about Pisces. Naomi, thank you so much for your $2 support. Make sure you do stick around a little bit more, where you are going to have your own personalized reading for the transit. And now the last break is going to take place, guys. This is the last time of this live stream that I'm going to gift one of you a free reading, which is going to happen here publicly on the live stream. And all that you gotta do to get that free reading is just input a question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one of these questions that you guys are going to input, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Should there be no question given into the comments, I'm just gonna move on to these super chat readings. So I am waiting for those of you who want to have their question answered to input it into the comments down below. You do have about 4 minutes and 40 seconds to do so. Hello Anna, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, it's funny when it happens when you do find your answer, um, thanks to the general reading. That's great. I am using tarot, yes, and in some specific cases, I may go for Lenormand as well. Oh, that's great, Anna. As far as I remember, you asked about it and you had your answer. I think I do remember your answer. The answer you had from the cards about this stock thing. Divine Nation, thank you so much for your $1. Thank you so much, Divine. Make sure you do stick around and you're gonna get your personalized reading. Yeah, based on the reading, yeah. For when I do read privately, Naomi, yes, I do use only Reader Waite. These cards, anything else that I use, it's simply for show, just so the cards are kind of like appealing. But I do prefer Reader Waite. I mean, and when I do it as a job, I do it only with Reader Waite. You're welcome, Anna. Because Reader Waite is the tradition. That's the core. How was my day today? It was good. I could say it was an ordinary day. Thankfully, it was an ordinary day. It was a good day today. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Kimberly. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you do enjoy it. All right. So only one question submitted for the last break, and that is going to be Nancy A. Should I buy a car? Now, Nancy, I cannot answer or take a choice from you. I cannot make a choice for you. Okay. So what can I tell you is that what is going to be if you buy yourself a car, but should you buy yourself a car is something that you must decide for yourself. So let's check it out. Yeah, it is. It is a beautiful thing. Uh, Queen of Pentacles with Page of Swords with the Empress. Nancy, do you have already kind of like cars that you have in mind of buying, or you are just about to start looking out for it? I do need to know that. But other than that, Nancy, in a long run, the car is going to serve you well. I mean, it's going to be beneficial. but that's in the long run. Immediately, it will be more like a expense than something that helps you. Okay, and you may feel a strain to your finances, for example, or kind of like as an obligation, and so on and so forth. So if you are buying that car for to use it for a long run, and you are buying it to kind of like save yourself money or make money, it's a good buy. But if you do buy it just to show off with it, it's not a good one. Started looking, all right. You haven't, these cards are showing, Nancy, that you haven't looked hard enough. Okay, definitely there are a good deals around you, but you are not looking hard enough and deep enough to find those good deals. And it's just something that you must put more efforts into it, and you definitely can find a really good deal that's just taking it, it's no matter what, you are going to be beneficial. So yeah, you should, according to these cards, if I have to make a choice for you, you should buy a car, but not every car, but only a car that it is on a good deal, which you can definitely find around you. Well, Kimberly, yeah, I mean, the tarot classes you can purchase on recording, and also if you really wish a one-on-one lectures, you know, we can like make you a payment plan for that as well, because I have nothing against, you know, teaching somebody one-on-one as well. So based on your preferences, you can go for whichever tarot class you want. But currently I do not do them like a tarot class. Like I don't have a class to do the classes. Anna, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Thank you so much, Anna. Uh, I saw that you do have a question. Do you want me to put that question into the super chat request? I believe so. So I'm gonna put it there. Real estate, successful or not? Well, even well, Nancy, you can use it a little bit more as well until you find a really good deal. So you shouldn't feel pressed to purchase a car. That's what the cards are showing here. All right. Uh, you're welcome. Let me shuffle and Sandra Dorland. Sandra Dorland. Oh my God, Sandra Dorland, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars a PayPal donation. Let me put you into the list as well. And in about a few minutes, you're gonna get your personalized reading for the transit as well. Thank you so much for your support. Hello, Virginia. Welcome to the stream. So, thank you, Sandra. All right, let me shuffle and start with the super chat readings. All right, Taco. The message for this new moon to you. We do have the Seven of Cups, catalyzed with the Eight of Cups, and then we do have the moon. Actually, we do have a couple of messages, okay, with those three cards like that. And the first one is go for, I mean, straightforward, because the second message is that I don't know what you're doing right now, but you are doing the right thing. I mean, these cards are saying that you are most definitely on the right track, even if it doesn't look like it that way. And that is because, according to these cards, your future, it's far, the message here is that your future holds a far brighter perspectives than the perspectives you see right now. So your future simply is going to be better than your present, as we do have it here. However, there is some kind of a warning incentive with these cards, and it is as much as warning as you should not get disappointed. What I mean is that whenever you decide to go somewhere, to meet somebody, or to do something, try to do it more practically, so to speak. I mean, with a practical incentive, rather than to hope for the best, to do something and hope for the best, because it's not guaranteed that you're not going to mess the things up. But what is guaranteed, that even if you do mess things around, you will have a second chance. It's kind of like you're going to be bounced back, and it will be given to you a chance to try anew. But Taco, you definitely have done something right, man, and it's how can I put it into words? You are on the right track with your life. That is your message here into the upcoming a new moon into Pisces, and hopefully this transit is going to give you the signs for you to see that that is truly the case, that you are moving on the right direction with your life, with your love life, with your career life, and so on and so forth. Mattia, your card, it is the Four of Wands, with the Hierophant, and then we do have the Ten of Swords. So your transit, Mattia, it seems that it's going to be a transit where you will have to be very decisive and kind of like finalize stuff. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's kind of like you have to put an end to certain things. I not exactly an end like destroying them, but it's just there are actions which are waiting for you, and you can't postpone them anymore, at least according to these cards. And probably you are postponing them because it's not something you're used to do, or you're used to say, or you're used to decide. But you will have to throw yourself outside of your comfort zone in order to do so. And these actions or these decisions, they may look rather very scary, like they're bringing up the apocalypse down to you. But in reality, what happens here is that these actions and these decisions are going to provoke a literally, how can I put it into words, a new era in your life. SLCH, not Sandra, but Sarah, I believe, was you. I'm sorry if I do mess up your name. So Shelly, I believe, was you, right? King of Pentacles with the Five of Swords, with the Two of Wands. We do have these cards for you. These cards for you, and okay, next couple of weeks are about you. Okay, Sherry, yeah, it's Sherry. All right, so these couple of weeks, Sherry, for you are weeks of humbleness. I mean, you have to kind of like stop pushing. I don't know how to put it into words. you know, but next couple of weeks you will have an openings to jump into actions, enforce your opinion, okay, enforce your status, if you will, and in generally make people do things you want. In generally, whatever you say, you will have the incentive to make it go. But at the end of the day, that is going to cost you, and it's going to cost you comfort, it's going to cost you resources. So next couple of weeks, as peaceful as you can have them, that is going to be best. And the incentive, according to these cards, it is to truly look toward your current accomplishments, whether it is family accomplishments, business accomplishments, and so on and so forth, and try to solidify them rather than to try to expand them. That is literally your message. Judith, your card for the upcoming transit, that is going to be the Fool with the Nine of Pentacles, and then we do have the Two of Cups. Well, Judith, we do have these three cards, and the message is pretty simple for you. There are going to be a lot of new stuff that are not going to have a direct impact upon your life and upon your partnerships, especially upon your life. So the way I look at it is that it's going to be an exciting transit for you. It's going to be an exciting couple of weeks that you do get to have a lot of fun. You do get to have to do things you always wanted to do, but without having them impact in a negative or a positive way your current progression literally with your life. And therefore is going to be a very carefree transit. Is going to be transit where you will feel pure, you will feel innocent, spontaneous, and so on and so forth. And I do believe that you are going to enjoy it very, very much. Something else that can happen there, Judith, it is that you may kind of like spontaneously kind of like come up with an idea that it is going to be tangible, right? It's going to be something you can accomplish, not right now, but you definitely can accomplish in a month or two or in an year or two. And it's just is going to be an idea that is going to maintain your positive outlook to the future. Paul, your card, it is the Magician with the Nine of Swords. These two cards, Paul. So with them, for what it seems, it is that the next couple of weeks you are definitely going to be on a fire, especially career-wise. That is, things you will be able to do there. It's just is gonna blow not just only your mind, but they're gonna blow the mind of people that are looking towards you, people that are assessing you as well. And the things you will be able to create there, they're going to boost your personal sovereignty, your self-expression, but above everything else, you as well are gonna be able to confront your own fears. Something more specific, it is that next couple of weeks, should you end up kind of like dating with somebody, rest assured it is that this person is gonna like you for exactly what you are. They will not want to change a thing about you. Naomi, your card is going to be the Star, accompanied with a Judgment. So we do have these two huge transit for you, Naomi. Hope it's literally a transit where your problems, concerns, turmoils, gone. It's no longer there, and thus the future looks really bright for what we can see with these cards. By the way, this is going to happen suddenly. It's kind of like out of nowhere. One morning, for example, you do wake up and your concern is gone. I mean, the biggest fear of yours, it's no longer there. It's gone, and thus it's you will feel free. Just to give you an example with some more specific cases throughout this transit, for example, you may end up working on a project that will completely fit with your ideals according to a payment, like you are going to get exactly what your ideal salary in your mind is, and the job is going to be ideal for you. Or should that be about love, then you can how can I put it into words, you will enjoy an unfolding one. Divination, your card, is all right, Sandy, have a great one. So Divine Nation, your is the devil with the Ace of Pentacles. Money is what we do have. Most likely that you will have an incentive or an opportunity to start building up either money or an influence, one of the two. But I do believe it's about money or a resource, so to speak, because what these two cards here are saying nothing else, that you will have a breakthrough into the material world, a breakthrough in the material world, and that is literally what the transit is all about for you. Other than that, as a guidance for you, Divine Nation, think about what you are lacking, and once you do identify that, you will see how to get it as well. And it all comes to that, just do it. I mean, take it. Anna, a real estate, is it gonna be successful or not? We do have the Knights of Wands with the Three of Swords, Queen of Cups. Depends on what you do think as a successful. Is gonna be very active. I mean, you will have many deals, okay? It's going to be very interesting, and also it will be a thing that you will not gonna grow tired of. It's gonna be inconsistent though. That's the problem with this business, or at least the problem with you and that business, that is gonna be inconsistent. 1 month you make a lot of money, a couple of months after that you make no money at all, and so on and so forth. But that being said, Anna, the money that you are gonna make overall are gonna be more than enough for you to go forward. So it's going to be successful in the grand scheme of things, but if for you a successful is being busy all the time, I don't think that's gonna be the case. There are gonna be peaks where you are going to be barely able to catch up with, and then there are gonna be downs where you will have nothing to do. And bear in mind, that is a prediction for the next 6 months to a 1 year. That is not for a lifetime. Sandra, we do have the Five of Pentacles for you with the Emperor, and then it is the Ace of Wands. So Sandra, your transit is a transit where you can really catch up your breath. For what it seems, can I put it into words? Well, it's going to appear that things are not as serious as you thought they are, and things are not as desperate as you thought they are as well. It's just you will see that you do have your options available, and you definitely don't have to put up with whatever you are putting up at this very moment. On another side with those cards, next couple of weeks are gonna be weeks where you are truly gonna question how things are going on, career wise and as well relationship wise, and how things can improve from your end. And if they do improve from your end, is that really make the other end improving their things as well with you. Aside from that, it's going to be the transit for you is going to be a little bit more alleviating, like you will not gonna have that much of concerns, that much of responsibilities, that much of worries, which will allow you to have more time for yourself, to, how can I put it into words, to invest in your hobbies, to invest in stuff you like to do, you know, and in generally to explore. Because with the Ace of Wands there, it seems that there are going to be more than just only one a gainingful enterprise that you will kind of like want to invest into, like time, like efforts, like money as well. And like I said, they are going to be gainingful, so it will be an exciting transit. It is not going to be a transit that it will be only a progression, because like I said, there are going to be some reflection upon, you know, why you are facing certain plights and predicaments career-wise and as well relationship-wise, and try to fix that. The problems that you may identify, they're not going to be that severe, they're not going to be that big of a problems. The problem is going to be that they are going to be at many fronts, so it's going to be more than just only one problem. But if you do focus on the problems, you can resolve them very easy. So even if you do see that their number is overwhelming, don't panic. It's just roll up your sleeves, start solving one by one, start solving them one by one, and you will see that actually it is a piece of cake. So with that said, guys, I think that this is gonna do it for today's live stream. Thank you so much for everyone, for your contribution, for that you have stayed around and you supported me with your views, with your subscriptions, with your super chat as well. Thank you so much for believing in me, and we are gonna see each other next time. Until then, bye.